Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me well. I am doing my usual mic testing and hoping that the video is, well, my video is okay, has yet to come up. I would like to announce one more minor change. Uh, One thing I noticed when I run the analytics for my videos, the 1 hour, full hour of doing readings, a lot of people don't have the time to watch the full hour. And it feels like to me, based on the numbers that I get, the half-hour ones are better. So what I'm going to continue doing Mondays, I will do the full hour. The first half has to do with politics or current events. The second half hour is for personal readings, as you ask me any questions that you have, whether it's personal or politics or whatever else. And on Saturdays, I'll do a half hour starting today. And I am going to jump in from time to time for 15 minutes, like I have been doing. I am sure it's going to be more often as we go forward with the Trump. And I am going to say tonight, I believe Congress, there's a very strong chance Congress is going to impeach him because, well, I'll finish what I was going to say and then I'll jump to that. Uh, I am going to have to jump in the next couple of weeks for 15 minutes updates quite often. So that's going to work for a lot of people because an hour of time for most people is a long time because they have families and other chores they have to do. They don't have an hour to spend uh, watching the entire video. So I'm going to make this minor change starting today, and I'm going to jump in during the week, uh, do 15 minutes. So when I feel or if somebody makes a comment they would like me to come on, I'll do it. Okay, and that was the announcement for today. And also, if anyone would like a reading with me, please, you can go to my website. The link is below the video. It is psychicmilu.com, or you can send me an email at psychicmilu@aol.com. Now, uh, let's talk Trump impeachment. If we notice the past couple of days, and believe me, we have not felt the full effect of the Mueller report yet. It feels like to me this thing is going to continue to grow and grow. The blowback against Trump and his family is going to get even more intense as people get through the report. I am going to see for every day if I can read a few pages, because I'm not a fast reader like a lot of people. At least I don't think so. So because of this stream, I have to stay on top of things. No, I can't say I am going to be able to read it all in one shot because I have to work as well. I have to make a couple of pennies, and but I will make sure that I continue reading it. And I must say, I only read one page today because I had to go out and work. What I read, and I am going to make sure I don't know how many of you have read it, but Papadopoulos is the person that triggered this whole investigation. And Trump is trying to say 12 angry Democrats, or however he chooses, or whomever he chooses to blame. I don't feel it's going to stick. And Papadopoulos, I hope he goes into hiding because he's not going to be able to continue to. Hi, Linda J. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. He can no longer deny it's not his fault, or it's people were trying to frame him and all that kind of stuff. Because regardless, intuitively, Trump has a plan to really go after Mueller, as he started doing today, because he is terrified. It's everyone else's fault except him. It's not going to work. A few people on his base, yes. The rest of the country, no. And as that touch with the Democrats and the way I feel that the direction I feel the Democrats think Trump is going to go, I feel they're going to come up with talking points, so to speak, to counteract all of Trump's ridiculous tweets and statements. Blaming others for his shortcomings are going to start to become ineffective as more people read the report. And guys, this report, like I've said before, and I used to say, and even sometimes I was wondering, I'm like, am I right? When I used to say Trump was terrified and he was afraid, we found out from the report that I was right. He's terrified. Hi, Pat PR. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank you very much. Sometimes I would wonder, am I right because of the way he presents himself in public? It's like he has nothing to worry about, but behind the scene he was crumbling. Well, this weekend has not been a good weekend for Trump when I talked with him intuitively and his family. I am seeing Trump going into the back and forth from the bathroom. So I don't have to go into detail. This is not sitting well with him. From nervousness, worries as to where this is going. And it feels like to me he knows where it's going. And also the entire family, they are concerned about the other 14 investigations that are ongoing. And I believe I mentioned it yesterday. Don Jr., Kushner are not in the clear. And Eric is worried as well, not that he's going to be, he's not in the same league as Kushner and Don Jr., but he's going to have to answer for the family business, taxes and other ways they have cheated the government, the state of New York, and everyone else they've stolen money from, because they have done quite a bit of that as well. People, small business owners, they have cheated in the past. So a lot of that stuff is going to come back to bite Trump. In any event, I'm straying a little bit from the main topic, which is, if we notice, the conversation is changing. Instead of what should they do to Trump, to speaking about it is the duty of Congress, their constitutional obligation to do something, because at this time, that's what the report calls for. Hi, Lucky. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, I feel that's one cover the Democrats have. And yes, some Republicans are not going to be happy, but you know something? And like I've said before, Trump is not going to wait and allow his laundry to be aired in public. Mainly, his taxes, how wealthy he is, and how he went about obstructing the investigation. So, right now, he is mulling he's playing a lot of scenarios in his mind, trying to see, and he's talking to some people that are very close to him, lawyers and confidants who know how the government works, what Nixon did, and other people. Thank you, Doreen, I appreciate it. And other people who found themselves in his shoes. So, he's looking for when he's ready. He's not ready yet. Right now, he's terrified, but he's not ready yet. For when he's ready to jump ship. Because when I touch with him and his family intuitively, they know they are not going to be able to take what's coming, because some of their attorneys or people who are familiar with the government, like what Clinton went through and Nixon, those different scenarios, what Congress can do to humiliate him while in office, and he will become ineffectual, and he'll be just like sitting there. No one has any respect for him. He's not going to be able to take that, and his family as well. So, and you know something that I keep getting this, even the Secret Service people, I know they don't play politics. They don't. They put those things aside, regardless of their party affiliations. But this is irking even people. I mean, his behavior, the way he has accommodated Putin, and the way he's reacted towards some of the demands that Putin made. Some of those guys resent him. Some of the security people. So, uh, I feel like saying he has created a lot of enemies, even within his own. They're not going. I'm not saying they're going to do anything to him. I'm saying that his behavior has created a lot of resentment. Hi, Harold. Thank you. I appreciate it. He's not liked. So, this is not. Trump knows his days are numbered. He's looking and trying to figure out the best way to get himself out and be able to protect his family. And I have said, I was touching with Ivanka earlier this afternoon. She's very concerned and afraid. Her ambitions, all the goals, because before she went into the White House, believe it or not, these people had plans, business plans, and plans for some of them to become president, like the Bushes. And when I talked with her, and Don Jr. as well, all those plans now don't look so good. And even their businesses, Ivanka I'm touching with, she feels like they're going to face a lot of challenges. So those pretty pictures going forward, we're going to see even from the past, but now it's even worse. You know, trying to walk around nonchalant as if nothing is wrong. Plenty wrong, and they have a lot on their minds. So don't be fooled. Ivanka knows now. She's known it before, it has come to mind, but she was able to push it out of her mind. The word impeachment that's being tossed around in the media, and Democrats are talking about it. Thank you, Polly. Thank you very much, everyone. You are being very generous to me. I appreciate it. I feel like saying is very frightening to them. The thought, I'm talking about Ivanka, but you know, it feels like the whole family thought that this is, I cannot fathom what these people were thinking. They thought they were going to be able to pull the wool over our eyes. That's not going to happen. That's how arrogant and ignorant, I'm sorry, but they are. Kushner, since I've talked with Ivanka, Kushner knows what he has done. I wish I could validate this. I wish I knew somebody who knew Kushner, but Kushner has the shakes. When I talked with him, that you know, when somebody's afraid, he doesn't have any neurological problems, but when he thinks about what's coming, his hands are not steady, they shake. So, unfortunately, I cannot validate, as you all know from my track record on here. I love to validate. I can't validate this, but Kushner as well knows It's a matter of time. And, you know, he's going to follow in his father's footstep. Jail. Yes, everyone, I do know, and I've heard it on TV, that Trump and Pence can pardon. I don't know how this is going to work, but I don't feel the pardon is going to work in every case. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not a lawyer, but I would be surprised if these people, they don't spend some time in jail. Because they not only they didn't only perpetrated a con job on America, but they have dealings with not only the feds, but with New York State and other states that they've done business with. So when I talked with Kushner, that gives him the shakes. And I can't wait for this, when these things starts happening, because when let me put it this way: as I walk around the house before I do my little stream, I mean, not the house, I'm sorry, I no longer own a house. I have a small apartment now. I'm saying house. I play different scenarios on my mind, and I try to see intuitively how they can escape or go free with this. I always end up in the same place. Somebody mentioned the other day, who was in the chat, I think it was either last night or Wednesday. So the person mentioned that Trump is going to get away with this and win again in 2020. She wasn't being, a smarty pants. She was, I'm not quite sure where she got it from, but it is possible. But you know what? That also is always on the back of my mind. That's why even if I'm not thinking about this, at least, I'm not stressing over it. But that's the way I am. When you are distracted doing other things, you would be amazed the intuitive messages that you get. So that's why if I'm distracted playing with one of my computers or fixing something, okay, I will look at different scenarios about something. Let's say, for example, in this case, what the country is going through. I don't see how Kushner or the Trumps are just going to walk away scot-free. Because Trump has gotten so many people pissed at him, they're going to go after them. And it's weird to me. It's unbelievable. There is another thing. I believe Don Jr.'s girlfriend is Kimberly Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I wouldn't be surprised if that relationship does not last another year. Because the summer is going to be very challenging for Don Jr. I know I can confuse my time, but I believe Barr is going to testify starting May 2nd. So May 2nd going forward, at least every week, they're going to have one or two people talking. Don Jr. knows as well that he's not in the clear. And it feels like Kimberly is beginning to have doubts about the relationship. So I just saw what somebody wrote. Since I'm at a point where it's okay if I laugh, I don't have to lose my train of thought. But yes, that relationship is going to go down the drain. And it's going to be pretty rough for Don Jr. because she's going to dump him and he's going to have some major issues. Now, the other person who is very arrogant, but you would never think that because he stays basically in the background, is Eric. Eric is a little more cautious, but he's just as arrogant as his father and the rest of them. Eric, too, he knows he's not in as much trouble with the feds as his brother and his dad and his sister and brother-in-law. But him, too, he's trying to figure out how much this is going to cost him and his family, not only when it comes to their freedom, but also their wealth. Yes, they have a lot of sycophants. They are surrounded by those people that are feeding them or stroking their egos, so to speak. We're going to see how long those people last around them because the ride will be ending. And America is going to see how Trump, not only that from this report, but other things that are going to be coming out, how bad Trump is. This report is only the beginning. And Eric is worried about all those things. So the only person I feel that who will get off scot-free is Bawon and the other sister, Maple's daughter, Tiffany, has nothing to do with this. But everyone else are going to get wet. And somebody said something today. The person asked me, because I want to say something. A lot of people have commented about my super ambition about dreaming about that I would like to have 1 million subscribers at some point. And they have reached out to me, and I want to say I appreciate all of you for even acknowledging my super ambitious idea, but some have sent suggestions to me on how to go about doing that, and I do appreciate it. And I feel like saying we should hang in there and not let the facade these people are putting up front get to us. One second. Somebody suggested that's what I wanted to say, that if I can touch with or channel, I don't like to use that word, but I'll use it because I have my own psychological, things as well. But other presidents from the past, the person that came to mind, and I'm sorry if somebody mentioned the name, but I have a question for, for the chat. Was that Lincoln who got shot? Right now, for some reason, I can't think of it. Was that Lincoln who got shot? Because that's who keeps coming to mind after I read somebody suggested to me that if I can channel one of the presidents. That's who came to mind. I don't know why. Well, I guess because he's the founder of the country. Thank you, everyone. And the thing is, when I touch with him, I don't know if this is known. I keep getting toothache. I don't know if he had a toothache that day or something. Okay, thank you. That's my validation. I don't know if that day, if there was anywhere something, he had some kind of something with teeth. Okay. And it feels like it was back here. But the point I'm trying to make is, he is saying Trump will not get away with this, and Congress will be doing the right thing if they were to impeach Trump. And if he were part of the government, when the country was being formed, the attitude that Trump has right now, he would not last very long as president. So I don't know. Why am I? He owns farms, right? I am seeing him, when they used to have horses and they have those things like chariot they used to plow with. For some reason, I don't know if I'm sure if he had a plantation or whatever he had, he probably took to play around. I'm seeing him on the back of one of those things, but it's on his land. So, okay. So, somebody mentioned that he did on farms. So that's what I'm seeing him on the back of one of those. Today we'd call them tractors, but in those days they had horses to pull those things. I don't know exactly, but it looks like to me that's on his property. He was going around, like horses were pulling him. In any event, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not going to get too much into that channeling thing, but I wanted to share that since the person asked me. I will try, if I touch with somebody from the past who wants to say something about this, what the country is going through right now, I will try to validate the best I can. Whoever decides to come through, I feel comfortable doing this because I've done mediumship reading in here, and many of you have seen me do it. So that's why otherwise I wouldn't do it. In any event, the point I wanted to make this evening is to let everyone know, don't believe the facade. Trump has the run over what's going on. He's trying to figure out how to jump ship and save his family from jail. I don't feel it's going to work. And there's a lot more coming. So hang in there. Someone asked me a question about one of the gentlemen who stood behind bar yesterday. Rosenstein, I forget the name of the other gentleman. This guy give you the creeps. For someone who occupies such a high position in the Department of Justice, I don't think he's a nice person. And it feels like to me when he's giving an order to do something, he won't even think about it. He will just do what he's told. And there's something with his wife. I don't know if he's going through a relationship challenge at this point, but there's something with the relationship that's not going well. That's what my validation. In any event, the person who asked me about him, he's not a nice person. He's very conservative, and he agrees with what Barr is doing and some of the stuff that Trump is doing. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk for 34 minutes, but I will answer a couple of questions and then I will let everyone go. But I will, like I said at the beginning, I'll come in and do 15 minutes readings. Okay. Okay. Somebody House is asking me if past president influencing the government. And anyway, absolutely, because just like us, we believe it or not, our families, relatives who have moved on, they are around us and trying to influence us. So yes, but they know what's coming. They have all the wisdoms, like I mean, little me, if I can sit here and talk about, give you names or initial of relatives and describe people in your lives, I don't know. I've never met anyone from the chat. There's only one lady who knows me from New York City. She used to come to the center where I used to do readings at. Her name is Fran. Besides Fran, I don't know anybody in the chat. So to be able to sit here, give you descriptions, initials or full names of relatives or friends or potential relationships to come. So if I can do that, and I've been doing it for over a year now, I can take a chance and do it for the presidents, people who have occupied high positions in our government. So to answer your question, yes, those people, they know what's going to happen. They know what's going on and what's to come. So they try to influence us. To answer the question, yes, they can, and they do. Okay. I'm sorry, 1 second. I'm scrolling up. Okay, that one question, let me answer one more. Somebody calls Burr. Oh, Burr. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Burr, yes. I couldn't believe what I heard, but I can't stay any longer. I mean, I can, but I don't want to make the session too long. Trish says, for all we know, Trump could be sending messages to Putin via Twitter. He's been doing that, but in different ways, believe it or not. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming. Please leave me feedback on how you feel the channel is doing. If you have any ideas, please feel free to post comments. I would appreciate it because I'm trying to grow this channel. But that's one of my goals. I know I'm not going to reach 1 million. I don't even know if I will ever get there, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So I would appreciate everyone's help, and I appreciate everyone tonight for coming and for listening to me. And if there are topics you would like me to, or anyone who passed or, in government position you would like me to touch base with, I will give you what I feel about intuitively. And if I don't mention things that you can see in the history books, I was very bad with history, by the way. I'm a techie, so it came in and went right out. So I try to avoid things that I can possibly Google. But since I've been doing this at least twice a week for over a year, all of you know what I can do. So, and also, if anyone would like a reading from me, please feel free to contact me. Thank you, everyone, for coming and for your time. I appreciate your support. Please share my videos. Have a good night. I will see you on Monday. Happy Easter, everyone. Sorry about that. And Passover. Bye, everyone. Can I check on JFK? Yes, I will do that Monday night. Okay, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.